founding of St. Mary's Mission and Stevensville is one of the earliest and most significant chapters in Montana history. Unique events began in the Bitterroot Valley 48 years before Montana became a state, and represent important firsts for Montana. Remembered mostly as the first of many missions in the Pacific Northwest, St. Mary's was much more. It was the first pioneer settlement in all of Montana. Here, the first apple orchard and vegetable gardens were grown, with the help of Montana's first irrigation ditches. The first wheat was harvested and ground in Montana's first grist mill. Corrals were constructed, and the first cattle were marked with the Cross on a Hill brand, beginning the cattle industry in Montana. The first swine and poultry were raised. Logs were sawn, and Montana's first clapboard buildings were assembled. Here was the first doctor's office and dispensary for medicine. The first classes in reading, writing, and arithmetic were taught in the Salish language. The first band played numbers by German and Italian composers. And the first conveyance of property in Montana is registered between St. Mary's Mission and John Owen. The history of the Bitterroot Valley is rich in Indian and pioneer culture. For as long as the Salish elders tell their stories, the Salish people will know the Bitterroot Valley was their native homeland. This was sacred land, where the spirits of their ancestors dwelled, and where the earth nurtured their families. In the early 1800s, Iroquois Indians from Canada found their way onto the Salish's Bitterroot lands. They told the Salish of black robes, or Jesuit missionaries, whose teachings suited the Salish beliefs. The Indians became determined to have their own black robes in the Bitterroot Valley. Over an 8-year period, the persistent Indians sent 4 separate delegations over 1,000 miles to St. Louis, requesting that missionaries come to their homeland. Their determination paid off when, on September 24, 1841, Father Pierre de Smet, along with his fellow Jesuit missionaries, arrived in the Bitterroot Valley to establish St. Mary's Mission. Four years later, Father Anthony Ravalli arrived. A true Renaissance man, he was not only a priest, but also a physician, pharmacist, architect, artist, mechanic, carpenter, farmer, and teacher. The compassionate and caring man attended to anyone who needed his services. Today, visitors at the mission are amazed to see his incredible artistic and creative skills. As a priest, he served the Indians and settlers at St. Mary's Mission for 24 years. It's without doubt he left an indelible mark on Montana and the Indian community, while initiating several of the celebrated first occurrences in Montana. St. Mary's Mission is the story of remarkable people in a turbulent time, and the assimilation of 2 very different cultures against the backdrop of the American frontier. The choice of the Salish Indians requesting their own black robes was not only a step toward discovery and statehood, but the beginning of cultural clashes and struggle for the Indians to hold on to the land they loved. To commemorate these events and the forced departure of Chief Charlot and his people in October of 1891, the Salish return to St. Mary's Mission each fall and honor their ancestors who are buried in St. Mary's Cemetery and the surrounding mountains. Historic St. Mary's Mission is a place of dauntless courage and perseverance. an apple tree, a remnant of Father Ravalli's orchard, continues to blossom each spring, and the log buildings, furnished with original pieces, are reminders of a remarkable time. It is a place to reflect, learn, celebrate, and honor those who introduced Montana and the Bitterroot Valley to the rest of the world.